This is Super Mario Brothers. For me, this was the game that started it all. This is the first video game I ever played. It's the dual Super Mario Duck Hunt cartridge for the Nintendo. Now as an adult, this is the console I own. It's the PAL version. I'm not sure why it says it's the NES version, so what is this, the Nintendo version of Nintendo? Well, anyway. Before Super Mario Brothers, I had never even heard of video games, and with its popularity, it's probably being played by more people than any other video game in history. I'm basing that on nothing, and the truth is probably actually Pac-Man. But anyway, this is even being played by my mom. That's how popular it is. Right, let's get after it. When you first play Super Mario Brothers, you can feel that the controls are super precise. Mario goes exactly where you expect him to go. There's no lag, there's no clunkiness, super precise. And you can feel like an absolute pro just after a short time. You can change direction in the air, there's variable jumps, you can jump different heights, and this lets you adjust your movements mid-jump to land on those tricky platforms. And talking about jumping, what's the story with the controller? B before A? What's up with this? Anyway, as a child, I didn't even notice. Whenever it was time for my siblings to play, I always noticed they used to flail their arms in the air in the hopes that Mario will jump higher. And of course, I had to make fun of this. But whenever it was my turn to play, I had to make sure I didn't do the same thing. At the end of the level, it was always a big competition to see who would get the most points on the flagpole. This is before we realized we could jump off the stairs. And once we realized that, there was nothing worse than missing that jump. Level 1-2 was a cool underground level. I love starting the level by squishing the two Goombas at the same time. Let me do that again. There we go. What was great about this level is going through it with Big Mario and smashing all the bricks as you go, and getting to the top of the screen and then running across the outside of the level. I thought I was an absolute legend when I first did this. But to my horror, I found out the programmers had meant for this to happen, and this is how you get to the first warp zone. By going past the pipe to the end flag, and here you go, you can see level 2, 3, and 4. You can do this again in level 4 too, to find warp zone 5. The big warp zone is actually hidden earlier in the level. It's quite sneaky. You have to hit certain blocks in a certain order, or you can trap the vine that appears. Once you get the vine, you can climb up and get across to the main and final warp zone for 6, 7, and 8. And 8 obviously being the last level. The more we played Super Mario Brothers, we were able to find a cool little glitches, like double jump from getting the mushroom, and getting inside the enemy without dying. This is quite a tricky one. One thing that we were always talking about in the schoolyard is getting the infinite one-ups in level 1-3, which I couldn't do as a kid, but I'm going to attempt as an adult. What? Ugh. Ugh. Good grief. Ugh. Well, that was interesting. Anyway, forget it. Let's move on. Well, that was about as frustrating as that star in 3.2. They did that on purpose, they got to have. Anyway, I'm going to show them. I'm going to restart the game and get it. Eat it! Level 4-1 can be quite frustrating with that flying character. I don't know what he's called and don't care. Spitting out those spiky creatures from Faxanadu. Anyway, I'm going to get up there and squash him. I know he keeps coming back, but I'll keep squashing him again. The water levels was something I could never get on with. It's just annoying. I don't even like the music. It's levels best avoided. And to end this video, here's a cool hack. So when you die and you get that game over screen, hold down A, and when you get to the start screen, push start, and you start off right where you died. See you next time.